Let's try this again. Got the unit, my testo is hooked up just so I can monitor some pressures. See if we got any issues with the refrigerant charge. Superheat subcooling. Wow, that looks pretty good. 12 superheat, about 10 subcooling. So it does not look like low on charge yet, but what I really need to do is have this unit ramp up. So somehow I'm going to have to do some load in there, which kind of sucks because it's a nice mild day. It's already real cool in the space because it's an operating room, but it's not used right now, so it kind of sucks. But on the other videos, kind of looking for the VFD for the compressor. Well, there it is. This is a lot of what you would see on a Mitsubishi or an LG units like that. It has a specific inverter board. So you got the let's see here where the power comes in. Line side, okay, and then the UVW is going out to the compressor for sure. Purple, brown, orange. Purple, brown, orange. No, that's the same color as the guy coming in. But goes through, looks like the filter board and the actual IGBT is all on, which is the VFD, is all on the same board on this. You look at like LGs, they have one board that does the filtering, and then that sends power over to the VFD board. You know, this looks like all in one. Looking at all those solder joints right there and the proximity to big filter capacitors, which is where it rectifies and stores high voltage DC. You can tell the IGBT is right there, and it's soldered from the back, and then it's going to be on the heat sink. And yes, there it is back down there. IGBT, big old chip. It's about this big. It's two big Phillips screws right there. The heat sink, and I can hear the high frequency of it. Getting real close to it there. And if I'm to guess, this might be some control stuff, but I have the feeling that this might be also what's controlling the variable speed for that fan right there, which is just trickling. We got 272 over 126. I get so much spam, it ain't funny. 13 superheat, about 7 subcool. Sometimes this stuff will look totally normal on a variable speed and stuff, but it's when, even though it's a little low on refrigerant. But low load compressors just trickling. I need it to like use, ramp up, open the electronic metering device if that's what it has. It might be a mechanical one, but I don't know, I kind of doubt it. I forgot to even look. But I've seen these run totally normal, stuff like this. It's low loads when it's low in refrigerant. And then when it ramps up, there's not really heat on this thing. There's some reheat on it, which should be some, should maybe try to make, I can't see no expansion valve there. Maybe it's in the blower compartment. I'm curious if this is electronic. It would make sense that it would be electronic. You'd have way better control if it was, Liquid line right there. So whatever's got in that compartment, you've got to take that, static pressure. Gotta take that middle compartment apart to get to it, evidently. So that sucks. Unless the metering device is over here. Which no, it's not, because my probe is right there on the liquid line down there. Right before it goes to that panel. And there's the suction. It's nice and cool. So, what does this sucker use for reheat? Let's see. It's gotta have reheat, right? There's a supply duct. Oh, and there it is. It's separate. So I need to add some heat to this place so I can get the sucker to ramp up. So looks like that's where I'm going to be at. I'm getting totally normal operating pressures. I'll probably have to shut this sucker down, because right now it's just going to continue just barely trickle the cooling, which it's done a couple times and then satisfied completely because they're not doing anything down below. Yeah, so pretty awesome units. A little crazy, you know, with all the controls and whatnot. You know, definitely. Here's since I'm on this rooftop. This is like the good part of Daikin, which is Daikin Engineering. And I'm gonna say it. I have to say it in every video. I forgot the last one. And there's shit side of Daikin now. Since they purchased Goodman, just to make their company larger than Carrier, they purchased brands like Goodman. Goodman did not purchase Daikin. Daikin purchased Goodman. It's the parent company of Goodman, but Goodman generally still operates as they did before, and Daikin incorporated some of the Goodman piles of turds. This one, instead of more like a green turd or the old brown turd, it's like a grayish green turd because it's under the Daikin label, but it's straight up Goodman piece of junk. The only thing good for this, I think I showed it when I was on this roof before, is that is an ECM motor. There's the direct drive. And I've showed these units, the Goodman units, before with the belts that span the whole width of that thing when you take that fan off. And it was held by 2 zip screws, man. Number 6 screws or something. And they always broke off. So when I saw these units here, I was like, well, at least it's direct drive with an ECM. So it did get improved a little bit, but it's still just a rickety, low end, bottom feeding wannabe commercial, you know, paper thin. I mean, just don't sneeze on that fan blade. It will bend. So yeah, that line, unfortunately with the Daikin name added to it, doesn't hold a candle to this right here. So, all right, guys. I thought I'd let this run, and I did, and it didn't budge. So 10 superheat, 11 superheat, 7 point something subcooling. It's gonna need more load, so I gotta get this thing to ramp up. So I gotta get in on the controls and remember how to do it. I did find my password saved, so I can get into these password levels to get into that controller there. So I'm not gonna do that on film. So